The plan was simple, on paper. Major GPW Meredith and his small team of soldiers were to enter the wheat belt of Western Australia and eliminate the emu threat using military precision. Their tools: 2 Lewis machine guns, a truck, and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. It was to be a swift, efficient operation. But instead, it became a lesson in chaos. November 2nd, 1932. Location: Campion, Western Australia. The Emu War begins. The soldiers waited in position, rifles loaded, eyes scanning the golden horizon. A group of about 50 emus approached, perfect range. The gunners opened fire, but the emus scattered. In a blink, the birds split into smaller groups and darted into the bush, zigzagging through the undergrowth like they'd rehearsed it. Only a handful were hit. Most escaped. It was the first of many failures. The next day, the soldiers tried again, this time with more patience. They spotted over 1,000 emus gathered near a dam. It was the perfect setup. They waited and waited until the birds were close. Then they unleashed hell. The gun jammed after just 12 shots. By the time it was cleared, the emus were already gone. Major Meredith was stunned. He'd faced German artillery on the Western Front, but this was worse. His soldiers were outmaneuvered not by tanks or snipers, but by birds. Days passed and tactics changed. They tried ambushes. They mounted the gun on a truck. They chased the birds across open fields. It was a disaster. The truck couldn't keep up with the birds. It bounced violently over the rough terrain, making it impossible to aim. The gunner nearly fell off multiple times, and the emus ran faster than the vehicle could catch them. Even when shots were fired, the emus simply outpaced the bullets. These birds, flightless, supposedly simple creatures, were making a mockery of the Australian military. In just 6 days, over 2,500 rounds had been fired. Emus killed, around 50. That's 50 birds out of 20,000. At this rate, it would take over 100,000 bullets just to make a dent, and that didn't even factor in the birds that got away injured, or those simply unfazed by the noise. By the end of the first week, it was clear. Operation Emu was a disaster. The media got wind of it, and the headlines were brutal. Birds out wheat bullets. Emus blitzkrieg farm fields. Military meets its match. Feathered resistance grows. Public embarrassment swelled. Politicians in parliament were mocked. The farmers, once begging for military help, now questioned if the army even knew what it was doing. And the emus? They simply continued their rampage, destroying crops, trampling fences, and multiplying by the day. Major Meredith, despite the chaos, remained composed. He noted in his field report, "The emus have proved that they are not only faster than our vehicles, but they are highly organized. They operate in small detachments, with one bird acting as a lookout. Once he sounds the alarm, the others scatter." It sounded like he was describing guerrilla fighters. But no, they were birds. Operation Emu had become an international punchline. But back in the wheat fields of Western Australia, no one was laughing. The war was far from over. And the emus? They weren't done yet.